What's up, everybody? Episode 81. That's 81. How many episodes is it? 81. Today I'm the host, our guest, and also co-host, Hannah Abiel, or Abiel. Either way, she's here. We're in the round. Things are excited. Everybody's excited today, but secretly, unless you live in California, you're like, I want to. Everybody in California today is a little upset. They're a little dramatic.
Very. I worked last night, and when I tell you there was like nobody in the restaurant because I'm sure everybody was at home watching the election. And then you could just hear like all the tables that were there were just chitter chattering about it the entire night, and I'm just like, oh, this is not going well.
It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on who you voted for. I read a really cool, interesting piece of poems, and I'll tell you what it was, and you can tell me what your thoughts on it.
Okay.
It goes, let's see, pulling it up. If you're settling into the show, just get a coffee. Just get ready to be comfortable.
Coffee.
Yeah, have a matcha. Then explain to me what a matcha is.
I need a matcha right now.
Okay. Rich people woke up happy.
Yeah.
Not rich people woke up not happy.
Yeah.
Pundits did their pundit thing. Comedians wrote jokes. Musicians wrote songs. Writers wrote. Lawyers went on lawyering. Workers went on working. Some people celebrated. Some people wept. Most remained optimistic. Some that the right choice was made. Some people think the right choice was made. Others that hope that it's going to get better. It's another day above ground. I'm proud to live here, and I don't know what the future holds, but I'm going to keep being positive because that's always worked out for those who believe. Our lives are more than politics. Onward and upward. You got this. And I was like, that's pretty good.
It's a good quote.
It's a good quote. I like it more because I wrote it.
I'm honestly excited to see like what comedy will come out of this. I'm sure like SNL is going to do something about it because they just obviously had Kamala on last week. So,
I mean, it kind of says that the United States hates women a little bit.
Yeah, like a lot. A lot.
I mean, so few women voted.
This is the first time I ever voted.
But okay, so California, the majority of California, she obviously won.
Yeah.
California, but I think across the country, I don't think a lot of women voted for her.
No. Well, I fear that especially where I grew up, a lot of the females there are very small town, maybe small-minded. They are definitely like persuaded by these like country type of men or like these like alpha males in their life who they then just like feed them that info, and then that's their opinion of things.
So you think that there's a lot of influence by log men?
Yeah.
Outdoorsy types, alphas, men who like to get dirty and hunt.
Yeah, and then also I think a lot of people I don't know, just liked the fact that I don't know, Trump is fucking Trump. I don't know. He's just I don't even have words. Like, yeah, I don't know.
He is just the whole like it's like okay. So I stayed up and I got home from Vegas. I was in Vegas for 3 days with Michelle. Had a great time. And favorite highlight of the conversation was we were staying at my friend he's a host at Resorts World. So he's like, come on, stay at Resorts World. I'll take care of you. It'll be fun. It's his new hotel. It's big. I'm like, great. So we go there. We have fun. I'm sitting and playing video poker with Michelle next to me. And I'm like, every time there's a new hotel in Vegas, I'm always like, there's tons of hookers there. There just are. There's tons of hookers. My hooker experience from back in the day, the very first time I ever experienced like real live hookers in Las Vegas was I was playing blackjack with this girl and I was doing really well. And she kept being more and more flirty to me and more flirty. And then we finished, and she left me a piece of paper as a note, and it was her price list and a pager number. And I was like, son of a bitch. This looked like a real human being, like a regular old person. And so
Price list? That's crazy.
yeah, and a pager number. And that's how long ago it was. So so I'm like, all right, great stuff. So then several times I've been there, I'm always fascinated by these beautiful women at the bar who are there. They're working girls. I'm just fascinated to see transactions take place. I just love it. It's just great people watching. So I'm sitting there next to my fiance, and she's next to me, and we're playing video poker. And I say out loud to the bartender, "So where are all the hookers? Like, where do you find hookers here?" And Michelle's like, and I didn't mean it. And I didn't mean it like I was looking for them. I was just like, are there a bunch of them here? And this guy was so helpful. He's like, well, listen, if you want hookers, here's where you need to go. And I was like, no, I didn't mean it like that. I was just curious. New hotel.
Oh my God.
Are hookers? Anyways, so we didn't find out, but we get back, and I watched last night with everybody else in the country, and I'm watching the guy on CNN. The guy on CNN's hilarious. You were at work, but you know the guy I'm talking about with the white hair is like, in this county, in this city, you have this, and he's got all the analytics for everything broken down on a touch screen. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, I don't know the guy's name, but he's a hero once every 4 years because he just breaks every real time. It's like watching the game of Risk in real time, and it's exciting. So you know, and like Trump starts winning, and I call my friend. I'm like, I don't know, dude, he's off to a pretty good start. They're like, no, he was supposed to win those states. I was like, all right. And then I call back an hour later, like, I don't know, dude. He's pretty ahead. And then he's like, oh, I'm gonna go get drunk. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this. So I wake up in the morning and I scroll my Facebook feed, and I scroll my Instagram feed and my Threads feed, and I look at the news, and it's, you know, split. Like, it's different. Like, the majority of the country voted for this guy.
Yeah.
The majority of the country, like more than half, voted for this person. So if you're listening and you voted for this person, congratulations, you won. It's free. It's democracy. It's a free country. And if your person lost, you're pretty bummed. And the people who are bummed are so bummed, so bummed. And I never talk about who I vote for. I don't think it's anybody's business. But I mean, I voted for her. I did.
Yeah.
And I did. And I proudly voted for her. And I lost. So there's nothing I can do about it. But I woke up this morning, and after reading an hour of blah, sad, cut myself, boo, hiss, I opened the door, and I was like, it's like 85 outside, you know, and it's sunny.
Beautiful day.
Yeah. And I went for a walk, and I was like, this is a nice day.
Yeah. When I was at work last night, I was talking to my manager, and I was like, do you think we're going to be like fucked as a country? And he was like, I don't think any more or less fucked than we were last time around when he was president. Like, how much did it really affect your day-to-day life? And I was like, yeah, true. But I do think like there are certain things, like obviously with the whole, like, obviously I know like with abortion, like Roe v. Wade was already overturned a while ago, but it's now down to the state issue. But it's like, you know, there's just like certain things here and there where I'm like, maybe she could have done something about it that I don't think Trump will do. But
well, I think he kicked it to the states, and so like I think you're always going to be safe in California, and I think in southern and more conservative states, it's always going to be an issue.
Yeah, and
I think, but like California, New York, I mean, you're Michigan probably. I don't know. I'm sure you're going to be able to get an abortion if you want one. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a vagina. I'm not sure. I think it's an important. I don't have any interest in telling a woman what she should do with her body. Obviously, if she wants to have one, she 100% should be able to. I always thought, like, when it came to like when everyone ever asked my opinion, like about like pro-life, pro-choice, I always like it's the woman's choice. It's like, because if you, like, let's say you get knocked up, and, you know, and like boom, you're pregnant, you're with your guy, and he really wants you to have the baby, and you don't want to have the baby, you're not going to have the baby. You're going to find a way to not have the baby. Yeah. And if he doesn't want to have the baby and you want to have the baby, you're going to find a way to have the baby. So I fail to see how the men really have much say in the scenario. Yeah. And I know that a lot of people have a lot of big feelings about it and feel totally different, but that's always the way I've thought.
Yeah, it just like imagine if roles were reversed and guys had to carry out a pregnancy, this wouldn't be a question at all.
Sure.
At all.
Yeah, but it's like guys just wait till they're in their like mid-40s, then they look like they're pregnant, and it's fine. And it's like eventually, so it's like you all have to like worry about having flat stomachs and then being circular for like a whole 9 months, and then you're flat stomached again, and we get to be all grumpy until we get flat stomach or bubbly stomachs forever.
Yeah, I don't know. It's it is what it is. It is what it is, and I guess we'll see how things play out.
So yeah, so like it's just crazy to me how passionate so many people are, and I don't know. I mean, I think it's like it's with the more social media has been connected to it, the crazier people seem to be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's starting back during the pandemic when the only outlet we had was social media, and it's like that's when I believe the phrase doom scrolling came into popularity. Because it's like literally we couldn't go outside. All we had to do was scroll, scroll, scroll. And it's bananas. It's the most bananas thing in the world. And now it's like you can have a laptop or a phone and an internet connection, and you can fight with anybody who you've never met with in your entire life about anything.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because you have to realize that less successful people, I don't know why I'm playing with it. Have we already talked about the table that comes with the pizza?
The pizza.
Have we talked about this?
No.
Why when you get the pizza table, how come when you get the pizza table, you don't get pizza chairs?
That would be honestly, that would be really funny. There should be some chairs with that.
There should be. There would be nothing better than
Well,
chairs.
No, what would be even better is like, let's say there's almost like a reward or like loyalty program with whatever pizza place you get it from, and like each time you get a different, like a new pizza, that comes with like a separate piece of furniture.
Yeah, furnished pizza. Yeah, furnished pizza. Started, Hannah. That'll be our thing, and and once you get a full dining room set, you get a free pie.
That would actually be so good.
A free dining room set, free pie. That'd be sensational. That'd be wonderful. But I was thinking about it like less successful people in any like I guess in any field. Don't let me keep you awake. You're
I'm awake. I swear.
all right.
I just sometimes when I don't get my matcha first thing in the morning, I'm like,
you young people and your caffeine. I get it. It's like
it's not even a lot of caffeine. It's just my daily routine,
Yeah. Well, let me just finish this thought, and then I can ask you about your crazy world of boys and Barney's Beanery. So less successful people are very verbal.
Yeah.
You're always going to have a less successful person being louder than a person who is successful, I think. I mean, for the most part, like when I get a video that's got 1 million views, like a lot of people just heart. Who chirps? People who've got like 2 followers.
Yeah.
And they're always like so mean. And I don't read comments anymore, which I'm so excited about. It's so exciting. I'm very excited. Right. So now I'm not even upset because I'll just like, it'll be like 9 comments. I'm like, not looking.
Like, cool.
Not looking. Anyways, so I think that like that's why you have so many people who are upset because they all lost and they're just miserable about it. So they're just like type, gloom, doom, sadness. But I think your boss is correct. I don't think it's really, and again, I'm not a politician. I'm not a political scientist. I don't think it's going to have a lot of impact on your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, it's going to be weird.
I don't know. Yeah. I think it would have been fucking kick-ass to have our first female president.
That would have been cool.
But
that would have been great. Do you think like a lot of women are like women's like worst enemies? And they're like, I ain't voted for another woman. I'm going to be the first woman president.
I don't necessarily know that they're thinking about it that way, but I think I think in California or like, very more liberal states, we're almost in like a bubble of like how we see the world and how open we are to like, I sound like I'm from like the 1950s. We're open to equality, but like, I mean, but I do feel like there is such a almost like resurgence of these like very conservative, almost like very Christian or very just like, these women who just these families, people in general who are like so conservative that I'm like, am I just not aware of what is going on in this country because I live here in LA and everything is so la 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 that I just, but I think they are more so like, this woman is dumb. How can she run a country when there's this rich man? And it's like, what?
I mean, if you look at just, I mean, she was not the most likable human being in the world,
No, yeah.
but she was really qualified.
Yeah.
She just wasn't likable.
Yeah.
And he is charismatic and horrifying.
Yeah.
You've never met a person where everybody else for the past 12 years has continuously spoken about him at least once a day.
Mhm.
Every news outlet, every game show host, or every late night show host, like everyone talks about him. If you ever watched Jimmy Kimmel Live, his whole monologue is 15 minutes straight of just Trump.
Yeah.
It's bananas. Are you dating the musician still?
Okay, dating is a strong word.
Girl, are you being respected by the musician, or is he still text messaging you like bullshit?
Things are good.
Okay, let's ask some questions. How often do y'all see each other?
Like at least once or twice a week.
Okay, so things have gotten consistent. Are you guys making music?
We did talk about doing that the other day.
So you're gonna be dating him and making music with him. That sounds like a fantastic idea. That sounds like so smart.
Okay. Things are good.
Okay, I'm happy for you. I'm very happy. When you go to Barney's, is he there?
Not the past 2 times I've been, no.
No, because he's making an album. I listen. I'm not. I don't know this guy. I have no problems with him. And even if and not that he'll listen ever, because you don't tell any of your friends about the show. But I'm just saying, I'm sure he's a great musician. And you said you've heard him on Spotify, and he's got his own stuff, and he texts things like in the studio, which could mean anything from like he's actually in a recording studio to he's at his studio apartment. It could mean either one of the things. Could.
Well, look, I could spill like so much lore right now, but I feel like I want to tread lightly until I figure out where this leads.
Just answer these few questions, and then we'll move on. It's 11 p.m. midnight. You're high as fuck. You're in bed with your dog. You're watching TV, and there's no way you should physically be able to be moved. Plus, you're unclean. And he says, "Girl, come over." Do you come over? Or have we learned our lesson from the last time?
Well, I've learned my lesson.
Okay, so there's no coming over when unclean and high.
Yeah.
Second question. Does he text you more than you text him?
Does he text me more than I text him? I feel like it's balanced.
Okay, that's good. So we're 2 for 2. And do you date other people still? Or are you still open to the idea of dating other people?
I'm just like a very one-track type of person, and
so you're just into him.
Yeah.
But you're not calling it dating, even though he's the only person that, to quote you, that you fucks with. Like if I were to talk in your language.
Oh my god. Do I talk like that?
Yeah,
you fucks with this guy.
Here's my impression of you telling a story. I'm like, I don't fucks with that, and I'm just like, I need to go get a Google Translate because I don't understand.
Okay, look, I'm not that bad.
No, I'm just quoting you from one of your stories. So how obsessed were you with One Direction?
I was never that big into them. Like, obviously, they were very pop culture at the time.
Who is your boy band? Come on.
Look, okay, this is gonna be something no one's ever heard of. I wasn't into like a big boy band. I was into Justin Bieber. And then when I was in middle school, this is like nobody's ever heard of this. This was not like a known thing. I was very into this Irish band.
Okay.
They were like a cover band. It was like 3 middle-aged dudes and then like one younger guy who was around my age. And mind you, I am like 12, 13, like obsessed with this Irish cover band. And I had like all their DVDs because they would have DVDs of their live performances. I had all their DVDs. I had posters of this guy up in my room. I went to one of their concerts once and like went outside the tour bus, like waiting for them to come outside. Like I was like that is the only time I have been like ultimate fangirl.
Wait, so what was the name of this band?
They were called Celtic Thunder.
Celtic Thunder, and they were a cover band, but they had a tour bus?
Well, they would do like some original songs and like some like classic Irish songs, but like a lot of the times they would just do covers of like very popular songs.
Yikes. And that was your like
that was my obsession.
How old were you?
Like 13.
So we're talking like masturbatory obsession. Like you would have fantasies over that Celtic, one of the people in the band, probably the kid.
When I tell you, I had. I would have all their albums downloaded on my iPod, but like specifically, I would go into like this guy. His name is Damien, the younger one. I would go into like the songs that he would specifically sing. I would put my my headphones in my pillow so that at night I would fall asleep listening to his songs on repeat.
That's amazing.
That was the level of obsession I was with that band. But like for like normal regular pop groups, boy bands, I just like I liked One Direction songs, but I wasn't like obsessed.
Who was
like,
so in addition to Celtic Thunder, who is your obsession? Like you fangirled out. Who have you fangirled out the hardest for?
Them, and then probably Justin Bieber for a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I don't ever post on Facebook anymore, but I think probably one of the last things I willingly posted on Facebook was like 2017. Right. This was like right when he was getting back with Selena Gomez for the last time. And I was like, I'm going to kill myself. Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez are dating again. And yeah.
What would you tell 17-year-old you if you had that same thought? Like you hadn't met Justin or Selena, and you weren't even of legal age, but you were going to physically harm yourself.
No. This was 2017. I'm like 21 years old.
Okay.
21, yeah.
Well, now you're an old lady, according to that tattoo artist from a few episodes ago. So what would you tell your younger self?
I would say, you know what, girl? It wouldn't have even happened. He doesn't end up with Selena. He ends up married 3 months later and is now with child.
Yeah, so he's off the table. He's off the table.
Yeah, way off the table.
Off the table. That's smart. All right. So I think I had two obsessions, none of which were boy bands or girl groups. I was obsessed with The Cure.
Okay.
Like crazy obsessed. Like
didn't they just put out a new album?
Yeah, I've listened to 2 tracks. I'm not as obsessed as I used to be. I mean, it doesn't. Once you pay $3,700 for a concert to go see them, you're like, I'll be fine never seeing them again.
$3,700. Wow.
Yeah, it was not one of my better decisions, but okay. I'll tell you, we got the 20th row. It wasn't worth it. But
really?
Yeah, not surprising. They were phenomenal, but it wasn't $3,700 worth. Anyways, I was into The Cure, and I was also into the band Rat. You remember the band Rat?
That sounds really familiar.
They had Round and Round, will love will find a way, just give it time.
Not ringing a bell.
Okay, well, I used to with the lead singer Steven had black eye makeup, and he would just take black eyeliner and do like a cross under his eyes, and I was like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So here I am, conservative, polo Oxford, probably khakis, cross, and I was obsessed. So that was my obsession. Then I got older and I realized, and my friend married the drummer, and I'm like, they're not that cool. So Liam Payne is of your generation.
Yeah.
He has a horrific suicide/death experience, being high on drugs, who either killed himself or he fell.
Yeah.
Did that one hurt?
I will say, what?
Did that hurt?
Yeah. I mean, like, as much as I wasn't like a big, like, I wasn't big into their stuff, like, I wasn't that big of a fan, but like, obviously, like, when you see someone around your age who you like grew up with, I mean, I didn't physically grow up with him, but you grew up with them being in the limelight. That's someone that, your generation kind of like associates with. Anyways, I was driving home and I was like on Instagram and I saw like a random meme page posted up about Liam dying. And I was like, no, like it's a meme page. This has got to be a joke. And then I went to like, cause you know, I get like Apple News or like Daily Mail notifications on my phone. And I like scrolled down to my notifications and then I saw both Apple, Daily Mail, some other place was like Liam Payne died. And I was like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Not real. And I immediately called one of my girlfriends who also does music. And I was like, dude, I was like, Liam Payne died. She's like, no, you're joking. And I was like, no, I'm for real. And it was just like, yeah, a big talk of the day between everybody. It was crazy.
When I saw the news initially, we haven't talked about this, have we?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I wrote the worst joke. It was so mean, but it like I mean everybody had I got scolded by Michelle for the joke. The joke was Liam Payne died from One Direction, very sad, very totally sad. But I get it because One Direction music made me want to jump off a balcony too. Right. Again, so bad. Admittedly, so bad. Like she literally was like, "You fucking take that down right fucking now," and I was like, "Okay." And like it's just so interesting the pressure that's put on young people and entertainers to be perceived in a specific way versus they actually are. Like here's a guy who absolutely, how could you not suffer from fucking depression being that massively famous, that young, not even knowing each other, thrown together as like a fucking puzzle, massive success to the point where like those kids, they lived an unrealistic fantasy life for like 5-6 years.
Yeah. Well, and then too, like, literally right before he died, one of his exes had just like was filing like a lawsuit or something against him for like him harassing her, and there was like just a bunch of backlash like leading up to the days before he passed away. And I'm like, you know, I'm sure mentally that had an impact on him.
But also, if you're on pink cocaine and like 27 other drugs, your brain, you're not in a good place.
I just don't know why they wouldn't have called for an ambulance sooner.
I mean, he was dead instantly.
No, I mean, because there were reports of him like freaking out in the hotel lobby.
Oh yeah, they for sure should have. I think the police were en route, and he was gone by the time they got there. And then they showed pictures of his hotel room and all the drug fuel crazy aftermath. Aftermath photos always appear so much more romantic than the pitiful situations that they actually are. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, it's like when River Phoenix died on the sidewalk outside of Viper Room, and they put all those flowers there. It's like, oh, River, he was one of us. I mean, way older than you are, but it was like so important to our generation. And it was just like, oh my God, that's so terrible. But it's like, wait a second, he was on how many drugs? He was doing whatever. Why wouldn't his friends stop him? It's bananas to me.
Yeah. What do you think of TMZ releasing like partial pictures of Liam's body like right away?
Didn't they blur it?
Well, they like release a picture of his arm, and then I think like part of his torso or something. But there was just like everyone was talking about like how ethically fucked up is that.
But the thing about it is, it's like there is a market for that.
Yeah.
They're just in business. They're like swill merchants, but there's definitely people who love purchasing swill. You know, it's like there's a bar in Las Vegas called the Golden Nugget. Mm-hmm. And I know there's a connection to this, I promise. Mm-hmm. And in the trough of all the cheapest alcohol you could possibly get, the most bottom shelf vodka, bottom shelf whiskey, rum, gin, tequila, they have a trough, and when they pour drinks, they have all the liquor remnants get spilled in the trough. They have a plug holding it, and when the trough fills, it with the external parts of the bottles touching it and everything else, they drain it out and they put it into a shot glass, and they sell that swill as a shot glass, and they call it ass juice. And as a bonus, if you want to pay more, you can get it served in a toilet bowl. So it's incredibly popular. There are degenerates out there who want it. So there's people who are like, do I want to see, like, remember when, wasn't it Jake Paul or one of the Paul fellas who
found the guy hanging in the woods
and posted it?
Yeah, it was Logan.
Right, but people want to see. It's terrible. It's disrespectful. People want to see it, though.
Yeah.
there's just a market for everything. There used to be this video that you could rent when Blockbuster was a thing called Faces of Death.
I miss Blockbuster.
Yeah, you could rent Faces of Death and you could watch people die. And it was just different people dying. And then this parachuter accidentally went into the Everglades and just landed into a river of alligators. And they show the guy coming down, his friend videotaping him landing in a pond full of alligators, and then bye.
It was called Faces of Death.
Yeah, I'm sure you could still find
like
it.
Me later Googling it.
Let me look real quick. Faces of Death. In 1978, or from it's Faces of Death. All right, 1970 film is shown as it's a documentary style that centers on plot. This is different. This is a different one. There was an actual, it was like a docu-series. And it's just like there was like Faces of Death 1, Faces of Death 2, and it was literally all these death things. It was interesting. But I don't know. So what are you going to do today?
I need to deep clean my room real bad.
Okay.
I need to go get some food. I need to get a matcha. I need to we'll probably be at Barney's tonight.
Okay, so is your day any different than last week during this time?
No.
So you're gonna fight ahead with your life.
Yeah.
You're gonna do your best.
Yeah.
I think that's a great message, Hannah, to all of us. I think despite the fact that some of us did not get the results that we want, we're going to forge ahead. I'm going to do yoga because I already went for a walk.
Wow.
And then I'm going to have some food. And then you know what I'm going to do? Probably read because that's how fucking nuts I am. I will not be at Barney's later, but I'll be there Sunday during the day watching football.
Ooh, what game?
Probably the Lions and Texans. Yeah. Barney's is fun on Sunday. Barney's is fun on Sunday. It's me, my other middle-aged homies. It's my buddies Scott, Josh, and Johnny, and Sunkrish. We all sit there, and some of the most beautiful women you've ever seen in your life are there, and I'm sure that's the case on Wednesday nights, as well as beautiful fellas. Some of the most drop-dead, gorgeous-looking people will walk by our table, and we'll all go. And that's all we'll do. We're just like, oh, yeah. What are we going to do? Talk to them? No.
Nope.
All right. Tell everybody the stuff.
Listen to this wherever you get your podcasts, and like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Leave a comment down below if you want to tell us what to talk about next. You could find us on Instagram. You could follow us there, and just listen to it. Listen to us. Help us out.
It was like 7 accents. It was 7 accents. I was watching a real exorcism in real time. Someone was squishing the dialects out of you. It was
yeah.
Bananas. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you next week.